Okay, it is 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 p.m. Pacific. So we are going to get started. Thank you everyone for being here today for our PBL World webinar. I am super excited to be with all of you. Um, Again, I hope everyone is having a great week. It is almost Friday. So welcome to our webinar, Considering PBL World, an overview for educators and leaders. I'll give you just a few more seconds to get settled in because I'm seeing that our numbers are bumping up. So there are folks that are still coming into the Zoom. As you are getting settled in, if you feel comfortable, please introduce yourself in the chat. Tell us your role and where you are joining us from, so that we can know who is in this space with us. Oh, wow. So I'm seeing Kansas, Nicholas from Japan, amazing. Omaha, Nebraska, Queens, Austin, San Francisco. Wow, we have folks from all over the country. Very excited. We have duos, folks that are attending with their colleagues. I love that. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Bermuda, Hawaii. We have a lot of folks from Hawaii that come to PBL World every year. So that's exciting. Atlanta. Woohoo. Perfect. Well, thank you everyone for taking a minute to introduce yourselves. I'm going to introduce myself briefly. I am Natalie Catlett, and I am the senior manager at PBL Works. Prior to this role, I was national faculty. So I worked in the field with teachers and leaders all across the country. And today I'm joined here with two of my colleagues who are in the back scene. Vicky, who is our sales and marketing senior director, and CEO, who is our our product associate. And she knows absolutely everything that there is to know about PBL World. Um, and I know that some of you may be familiar with PBL Works. For some of you, you may know very little about our organization. We've been around for almost 40 years, and our exclusive focus has always been project-based learning. So our mission is to build the capacity of teachers to design and facilitate quality project-based learning, and the capacity of school and system leaders to set up the conditions for teachers to implement great projects. And before we dive into PBL World, we're just going to launch a very quick poll to get a feel about, what is your interest in the event? Are you just curious and want to know more about it? Are you interested, but you feel like you need a little bit more information, or you're almost ready, right? You're almost ready and you just want to get all the details about our annual event. Okay, so I'm seeing many of you have already responded. So some exploring, some interest, and some planning to attend. Awesome. So thank you for sharing that. Again, it helps us get a feel for who is in this space. And we hope that by the end of this webinar, you are confident and have everything that you need to make the decision, is this the right fit for you and for your team? And we're going to start with this overview video that will really give you a glimpse of all the facets of the PBL World experience.
Every year, hundreds of educators and school leaders come to PBL World, each carrying questions, hopes, and a deep commitment to their students. Some are just beginning their PBL journey, curious and exploring what's possible. Others are returning to deepen their practice, refine their projects, and challenge their thinking. Different starting points, shared purpose. Throughout these 3 days, educators experience project-based learning the same way their students do, through dynamic, collaborative, hands-on learning. As many participants share with enthusiasm, PBL World is not a sit and get experience. Some kick off PBL World with a pre-conference project slice, experiencing PBL from the learner's perspective, or attend the SEL and PBL workshop, a one-day introduction to PBL as a powerful approach to social and emotional learning. The event brings together inspiring education thought leaders and the voices that matter most, students, through keynote speakers and a student panel that bring project-based learning to life. It's no surprise PBL World continues to be recognized by Getting Smart and We Are Teachers as one of the top conferences for educators. This year, we celebrate 15 years of PBL World. When curiosity leads, learning lasts.
Yeah, so this year we are celebrating our 15th edition of PBL World, which is very, very exciting for us. And I'm just going to elevate some of the quick, important facts that were brought up in the video this year. It'll take place on June 15th through the 18th. It's Monday through Thursday. Monday is optional. It's the pre-conference. And it'll take place at American Canyon High School, which is in the Napa Valley region. And the price of the event is $1,400 for the 3-day Tuesday to Thursday, and the pre-conference optional is $300. Who is PBL World for? So in that video, there were snippets inside many of our different workshops. It's for any educator at any level of their PBL journey. We welcome first-year teachers, instructional coaches, principals, assistant principals. Everyone comes with one common goal, which is to learn more about project-based learning. So there's no such thing as I don't know enough, or I know too little, or I know so much about PBL. It's an experience for all educators at all levels of their journey. And this is a question that we get asked a lot. What's unique? What really makes PBL World different from other conferences? One aspect of PBL World that's very different is that you will engage in deep, sustained learning. So the workshop that you choose, that is the workshop that you will be in for 3 entire days. So in many conferences, you might get into multiple sessions and explore multiple topics. At PBL World, we really get you to dive in to the topic that you chose, whether it's the PBL 101 or our 201s, which are more advanced workshops. You'll be in that space with the same group for 3 days. Another aspect is that PBL World is where all of our workshop offerings come together, which makes it really exciting for teams because you can have a principal in a leadership workshop. You might have a first-year teacher in a PBL 101 or in our Teach workshop. So all of our offerings come together at this event. The committed PBL community, right? A lot of folks come. We see teams that have like I love PBL t-shirts and folks that are really committed to project-based learning and get to network and connect with folks from all over the country and learn from them. One participant shared that it was like going on a road trip for PBL. You're just learning about all the different things that are happening across the country and the impact that lasts, right? We're very intentional about making sure that every educator leaves the workshop with practical tools and strategies that they can implement in their context. And all of these workshops are led by our national faculty members. These are some of the nation's brightest educators when it comes to PBL. They are, some of them are teachers, some of them are principals, instructional coaches. They've written books about PBL. So it's a really incredible experience to be in a learning space with them. Um, these are pre-conference workshops. So we have our SEL in PBL, and then you'll see that all the other ones have a similar beginning, right? The Project Splice, Making Space for Change, the Project Splice Sustainable Future. And what's really unique about this offering is that the Project Slice immerses you in an experience where you feel like you are a PBL student. It's very dynamic, it's collaborative. You're assigned a challenge, and with your group, you'll go through all the project phases again in a very short amount of time, right? In a one-day experience, in the same way that your students would. And about a year or two ago, we launched the Project Slice Storytime channel, and I want to uplift that because that was designed specifically for early childhood educators. So if you are an early childhood educator, this is a great option for you. And then here we have our 3-day workshop. So our PBL 101, which is one of our foundational workshops, our 201s. To attend those, having done the 101 is a requisite, and we do offer the 101 online as well. So if you are a coach or a leader and you want to take it beforehand, we offer it every month in our open online workshop format. And I'm going to uplift to our PBL Teach deep dive workshops because those are also new offerings as of last year. And in these workshops, you get to work with fully fleshed PBL curriculum units. And one really exciting part of this experience is that you'll get to navigate Teach, which is our new web-based curriculum app that has more than 70 projects. So again, these are 3-day workshops. And now I'm going to share with you all a video from Rhonda, who is our Senior Director of District Partnerships and Sales. She was unable to be with us here today, but she crafted this beautiful message, which tells you a little bit, what's in it for school leaders at PBL World, for district leaders. And I'm going to hit play. It's about a 3 to 4 minute video. So just giving you a heads up, it's a little bit lengthier.
Hi, I'm Rhonda Hill, Senior Director of District Partnerships with PBL Works. I've served in this role for over 13 years, working with leaders to create the district ecosystem and the necessary school conditions for PBL to be successful and sustainable within their systems. We believe that when done well, students who experience at least 2 gold standard PBL units per year build the knowledge, the durable skills, and the competencies that are necessary for them to be successful in college, career, and life, no matter the path they choose. So today, I'm joining you virtually to highlight one of the key benefits of being a district partner, and more specifically, how PBL World is an event like no other for school leaders and district leaders who are looking to ensure that their Tier 1 instruction is relevant, rigorous, and learner-centered, as well as making sure that there is a path toward shifting the systems and structures necessary to promote those learner-centered experiences. What we also know, not only from the research, but also from our many years in supporting leaders, is that in order for PBL to be successful and sustainable, it truly takes a system. So what we all want is to see students in the classroom thrive. We want to see them meet intended learner outcomes, develop those durable skills. But in order for that to be true, they have to have teachers who know how to adapt, and design high quality instruction and facilitate in a way that's meaningful and authentic to the students they serve. For us, that vehicle is PBL. But in order for teachers to be set up for success, our school leaders need to put the necessary conditions in place so that teachers have time to learn about, practice, reflect on, refine, and celebrate PBL. So there are clear leader moves and leader competencies that are necessary for this condition setting. And in order for our school leaders to have what they need to be successful, district leaders have to create the ecosystem around their schools and their leaders where they remove any barriers and put those enabling conditions in place. So one circle is only as successful as the circle that is meant to set up and support it. If you think about those as students, teachers, conditions, and coherence at the district level. So that brings me to why PBL World. So if you're a school leader, there's a few paths that you can take, and I'll quickly outline them here. So if you're new to PBL, our leadership workshop is a 3-day event that builds your background knowledge about what gold standard PBL is through a mini project experience and an exploration of our gold standard PBL framework, which is our design elements, teaching practices, and equity levers. And then from there, you articulate your vision for bringing PBL to your school. You develop a plan that reflects your implementation goals, your milestones, and your success metrics using our research-based school evidence framework toolkit. If you're a newish to PBL leader and happen to attend with a team, you can attend the PBL 101 workshop alongside your teachers. So you can deeply build your knowledge of what gold standard PBL is, but also your knowledge of what those teacher moves are. So that when you are thinking about supporting your teachers, you know what structures you have to put in place so that they have the professional learning time, space, and opportunity to learn about PBL, design, adapt, adopt, reflect, revise, celebrate, etc. If you're a district leader, you can totally engage in the same ways that I already described. Or if you're a district leader who has already begun your PBL work, let's say that you've established a team to support implementation, and now you're looking for an experience to deepen or scale what's already happening, then we have a unique, not open to the public option for you. Annually at the PBL World Conference, we host a partner summit. So it's a 3 consecutive day event that brings district leaders from all across the country together to collaborate, learn with and from, and plan for the deep and sustained implementation of PBL in their districts. It's led by our team of directors and myself, and it's geared toward building your capacity to create that sense of coherence necessary for the other facets of your system to thrive. So it's not something that you can sign up for on the website. If you are a district leader who's tuning in or listening and that is of interest to you, Natalie will put up my information. I would love to hear from you and chat a little bit more about whether or not that option would be the right option for you. And if it is, then I can send you that registration link so that you can get signed up, and then we'll take you through that process. And you'll be connected with the other network of district leaders from across the country who are doing work very similar to yours. So thanks, and we hope to see you there.
Okay, so that really felt as if Rhonda were in the space with us. Again, she's our Senior Director of District Partnerships. So if we do have leaders in the space or anyone at the district level that would like to learn more about this work or be in contact with Rhonda, to let us know in the Q&A so that we can connect you all. So I'm going to go back now a little bit to the finer details, which is the schedule, but only because the next slides are kind of woven into what the schedule is showing us. Monday, again, is the pre-conference. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are the 3-day full workshops. And then we have, some other special events that take place. For example, our opening keynote session, our student panel, and time for folks to, explore Napa. And we also have the PBL Champion and JL Award events. And so this year, our keynote speaker is Scott Shigioka, and he is a curiosity expert and speaker. He has an absolutely wonderful TED Talk that is worth checking out, and he explores a lot how curiosity builds trust and how it can bridge differences. So it feels very timely and connected to PBL and inquiry. So he will be our keynote speaker. We're very, very excited to have him. In the second day of the conference, we have the PBL student panel, and we hear this a lot from folks, just how amazing it is to hear from actual students that have either experienced or are experiencing PBL in their classrooms, and they tell us how it's changed them, not only as a student, but as a person, who they are in their community. And it's just such an impactful moment to get to hear from them and alongside their teacher. Um, and then we also have the opportunity to celebrate our PBL champions. So every year we open applications for PBL champions, and these are folks that are leading project-based learning, committed to PBL, are doing the work and have, artifacts of the impact. And we award an individual PBL champion. This year, for the very first time, we have the international PBL champion, the school, and the district. Applications are due on March 7th, so a week from now. And folks that get awarded take part in this beautiful ceremony at Copia, and get to attend the conference or have, full registration for their 3-day workshop and the pre-conference option. So this is Copia, where it takes place, the Culinary Institute of America. And then we also recognized at PBL World our JL Lifelong Learning Awards. If you have read any of our books, the handbook or setting the standard for project-based learning, JL has played a huge role in that. He is a legend in PBL, our former editor-in-chief and now fellow at PBL Works. So those nominations are also due in a little over a week. So if you know of an educator that's doing great PBL work, nudge them, let them know. If it's you, I think you can self-nominate. So just putting that out there. And now we're just going to hear a little bit about the experience of past participants. One of the parts of my job that I love most is being able to speak to educators and learn about their PBL journeys. Recently, I sat with Ashanti Jones, which is a principal, and here's what she had to say about her PBL World experience, how it felt different and collaborative and grounded in conversation, that it was not a sit and get experience. And this is also another beautiful PBL World testimonial of an educator that came from Bogota, from Colombia, so international, and how PBL World reinvigorated her and reconnected her to her teaching, right? It's been challenging for the past few years, and PBL World reignited her passion for teaching. So these are just two of so many other testimonials, and we're going to drop in the chat. We actually have a series of my PBL World participant spotlight stories. And like I said way in the beginning, right, we welcome first-year teachers, principals who have been in the field for more than 20 years. And each of these stories are folks that have had completely different trajectories, but all with the common goal of using project-based learning to bring meaningful learning to their classrooms and to their schools. So we have a science teacher, we have a STEM coordinator, a principal, an associate principal, and hopefully you'll be able to see yourselves in these stories and learn more about them and their experience and the big takeaways for them. And of course, I had to share a little bit about the Napa experience, because we also hear that year after year, how educators absolutely love that it takes place in Napa. And these are some of the reasons that they share with us, right? That Napa is a small, intimate setting. So unlike a conference in a big city where it's that hustle and bustle, you're in a hotel scenario all day long. We're at this beautiful school, and after the workshop, folks wander downtown Napa. There are a lot of hiking trails that folks also take advantage of. And in 2 interviews, I had educators say, I actually stumbled upon other participants when I was having dinner or when I was at the coffee shop, and we connected and talked to PBL, and that would have never happened in a big city. So these are just, again, some of the few many reasons that people love and enjoy the fact that our conference takes place in Napa. And I'm going to open it up to questions in a minute, but I did want to, before we get to the questions, share this video of Jeanette Vinson, who is a principal from Alexandria City Public Schools. And she attended PBL World not once, twice, but 3 times. And what's really powerful about this video is that we get to see what happens after PBL World, right? There's a lot of learning, there's a lot of collaboration, the setting is beautiful. What happens once these teachers and principals come together and PBL begins to take a role in their school settings? So we're going to hear from Jeanette what that experience enabled for her students.
Seeing the students interact with people who were engaged in the work that they're researching, who were involved in the problems that they were trying to solve, it created like a light bulb moment for a lot of our students. And like I said, everyone comes with their different strengths. And so we're reaching students of all different academic levels, language proficiencies. And so just seeing a variety of students engage authentically was a bright spot for our students.
Okay, so I'm going to zoom out of the screen for a second and open it up to Q&A. Let me just be present here and see, do we have any questions, team, that are emerging in the Q&A?
One in the chat, Natalie.
So Gabriela, we have had some higher ed professors that have attended PBL World. And if you attend the 101, you are able to design a project with your students in mind. So if you teach college level science, you can come in and design a full unit that you can then implement with your students. And we actually have a great, in our research section of our website, we have a great brief of a partnership that we did in higher ed. So looking at PBL in higher ed. Excellent. Any other questions? Great question. The room and board is not included in the registration, but we do have some great partnerships with the hotels in the region. So it's you get a bit of a discount, and we have those listed on our website. So you can take a peek at those. Let me just drop in the link in the chat, sorry, the link to the specific PBL World section of the website. Anyone else, other questions that are emerging that you want to make sure gets answered so that you can make your decision or have what you need? So we have a few airports that are close to American Canyon. We have SFO, which I believe is around 50 miles, Sacramento Airport, and Oakland as well. Is that correct, team? I would say that those are the 3 closest. So a little bit of a drive, but ranging between 40 to 60 miles for the larger airports, right? So SFO, Sacramento, and Oakland. Yay, thank you. CEO just dropped in the chat. Great question, Gabriela. So a lot of people will either, rent a car for the entirety of, the conference, those 3-4 days. Uber is an option. So yeah, those are the most common. We have had schools that have gone in large groups that even rented out a bus. That was pretty exciting to see 2 years ago. I think it was our DC crew. They came in a large team and would arrive every morning in a bus that they rented. So a lot of different options. Anyone else? I want to be mindful of our time. We only have 1 more minute. We're just
Natalie, there's a question in the Q&A about getting detailed descriptions of each workshop. Can you
oh,
point
beautiful.
participants to that?
Yes. So Shane, the PBL World link that I shared, let me place that in here. You'll see that there is a section of our website. Let me just get that for you. That's a great question. It is in the workshop section. I'm going to drop in the link. And we even have a great video in there of, let me see. Sorry, I'm going to place this here in the chat. Oh, I just saw that. CO did. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much it. Unless anyone has any other question, we are very thankful that you are here in this space with us today to learn more. And I hope that we get to see you at PBL World in Napa in June. We just launched a poll to kind of get a feel if this was helpful to you in your decision-making process. It's a really inspiring and wonderful experience. And again, we're committed and excited to help every educator in their PBL journey. So if you have questions, CEO just placed her email in the chat. Reach out so that we can, make sure that you have everything that you need. And I hope you all have a great rest of the week. And thank you again for being here.